We got to talk today. I got to talk to my people today. What's going on, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. And on this Saturday, the 22nd of July, the last day of Cancer, Carly Russell's birthday. Yeah, Carly Russell's birthday. We are talking about if you found out that somebody secretly filmed you having sex. If somebody ever secretly filmed you having sex, a lot of people have been through this. Now, years and years ago, you would have never thought that anything like this could have ever happened because cameras were bigger and very, very visible. So it was a lot harder to try to do something like this. Nowadays, you can have really slim cameras, hidden cameras. You can have cameras that look like a button on your shirt or on your lapel or whatever. There's so many ways to easily conceal you having a camera or someone having a camera. But the real issue, as far as I'm concerned, that we face when we talk about somebody secretly filming you having sex with them is that, number one, if you had sex with somebody, more than likely you did that in private. Most people do. I would say at least 98% of all sexual encounters are had in private. Would I be at least safe in saying that? There was a time when we would have said damn near 100, but I would say nowadays at least 98%. So, and that's not to say that some people don't have sex filming each other consensually. But if somebody filmed you and them having sex together and you found out about it, how would you handle the situation? What would you do? As far as I'm concerned, that's a very serious situation, and that's a serious situation whether you are male or female. Because a lot of people may say that only a woman would get upset about that because they aren't as voyeuristic as men are, and that's not true. A lot of women have no problem or desire to see themselves getting it in, you know. But if that wasn't your intention, and if you are not really comfortable with someone, let's say, okay, I would say this, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are having sex with someone who you are still having protected sex with, you probably still have some trust issues with them. Now, there's nothing wrong with you practicing safe sex, and I'm definitely an advocate, and I promote that. However, you know that when a man and a woman get together, or whoever, because y'all know, I mean, today is 2023. Let's not act like we don't know what we know. But when two people get together and they start having sex on a regular basis, more than likely they aren't going to be as protective over each other and their reproductive health as they used to be, or not just their reproductive health, but their overall health. That's how trust works. So if you are still in the stages where you are using condoms or you are using something else to prevent either a pregnancy or an unwanted pregnancy or a sexually transmitted disease, then you're probably in a situation where the future with you and someone else is still in question. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that you may even love them, but you don't know how long the two of you want to be together. Now, so people can say, well, yeah, you can be with somebody for years and still not know how long you want to be with somebody. Okay, yeah, all right. Listen, I'm not here to debate about it, all of that. The bottom line is, if you don't fully have your trust in someone and you find out that they have secretly been taping the sexual encounters that the two of you have been having, how would you handle it? How would you deal with that situation? Now, there are a lot of different ways that this can happen. They may have the two of you having sex with each other by placing a camera somewhere in the room that would catch the angle that the two of you were having sex with, it's having sex in. And maybe they didn't post it to social media or put it on a porn website or anything like that. Maybe they let you know that they tape the two of you having sex. Would that make it any different for you? Would that make the situation any different to you? If they said, listen, now that we all, we finished doing what we do, I had a really good time, but guess what? I taped it. Won't we watch what each other did? Why don't we watch ourselves and what I mean? Go into round 2 or 3 or however, whatever y'all do. I'm sure that people have been presented with this situation before and they may have been okay with it, but are you okay with it? Would you be okay with it? That's the question today. And this is what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show. If one second, y'all. Sorry. Sorry. But yeah, if like, what would you do? How would you feel? Now, this could be somebody that you were really trying to get close to, or that you were already growing closer to. This might be somebody that you was digging. I mean, after all, y'all swapping body fluids. Y'all doing it. Another way that this can happen is if they grabbed their phone and started filming y'all while y'all were having sex. It could have been while you were looking, and maybe you saw the camera. Would it put a stop to everything? Like, let's say he could have been on top or whatever. He grabs the phone and starts tipping. He started looking at us. So, how would that play out with you? What would that do to you? How would that make you feel? Now, some women might get into that. Now, you know what I have to do? I need to stop acting like there are only men who do this to women, because it's not that way. There are plenty of women who secretly tape themselves having sex with men. So, this sinister type of situation goes both ways. Now, I'll tell you this. If a woman secretly tapes herself having sex with a man, and she reveals that to a man, she's going to expect that man to not have a problem with it. I'm going to tell you that straight up and down. She's going to expect him to not have a problem with it, especially if she is able to appeal to his ego. Like, yeah, baby, you was getting busy. Look at you. If you're horny, let's do it. Ride it, my pony. So she might try to get over by appealing to his ego by suggesting that since he did well in the video, that he shouldn't have problems with the video at all. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This happens to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't discuss this happening because they may have gone along with it. They may not have gone along with it. And the after effects of something like this are devastating, or can be devastating. Someone who you were really starting to catch feelings for, and someone that you were trusting, and someone that you were really, really liking a lot, starting to love, thought that you could trust them. Not only might it not make you trust them anymore, but it might make you look at them sideways. Like, if you would do something like this, what other things would you do behind my back, behind somebody else's back? What kind of predator are you? And I mean, can you front that it might give you predator vibes? Like, like secret porn, huh? How do I know that you don't do this with children? How do I know that you don't do this with elders? How do I know that you aren't one of those secret filmers who gets off on that kind of stuff? And how bad is it when someone that you really, really were digging like that, you have to look at them sideways like that, like, So that's how you do. That's how you get down. That's how that's the kind of life that you about, huh? What up, T. Carey, right? What up, Stacy White? Stacy White says, I wish a roll would. A roll? That's very YouTube friendly. T. Carey Wright says, I'm not feeling recordings unless I'm in a serious relationship. Well, even if you were in a serious relationship, would you be okay if the person that you are in a serious relationship with was filming you having sex secretly without telling you? He was hitting it from the back. Grab the phone like, yeah, you none the wiser. Yeah, baby. And what I mean by what I say about the after effects can be devastating is you don't know what somebody is going to do with the tape. You don't know. So let's get into that. What if the person filmed the two of you having sex and they showed you the tape immediately and they gave you the copy of the tape? Let's say they sent you the copy of the tape, or they gave you the memory card, however it goes. They made sure that you had the copy of the tape, and they deleted and let you see them not only delete the recording, but send it to the trash bin and empty the trash bin. So there is no more evidence of that tape available to anyone anywhere ever again. But you have it. So that they allowed you to have it. Would that restore some of your faith in that person? See, I have to ask these kind of questions because in this technological age that we're in, you have to explore all possibilities. And you have to know what somebody is doing with the material that they are using. Because you don't know. You don't know. And there's only one way to really know. You gotta, you know what I mean? You have to be tech savvy enough to know what the possibilities and probabilities are with someone who may take the liberties of doing something sinister like that. Stacey White says they don't care about you. Well, I'm not going to say that. You can be sick in the head and still care about a person. Shoot, people who are abusive to people claim that they care about the people that they abuse. That's what they claim. A lot of times there is evidence to support it. Doesn't mean you ain't sick in the head. It doesn't mean that you make good decisions. It doesn't mean that you are a well-evolved type of person. It doesn't mean that you don't need a shrink, therapy, counseling. It doesn't mean any of that. People do things behind people's backs, and you have to decide what happens with your level of trust, faith, and reliability in a person. Or should I say reliance on a person? Can you rely on a person? Can you, if somebody tapes you having sex with them, Can you ever, without a doubt, and with good faith, ever feel like when the two of you do what you do, that is really just the two of you? Can you ever feel confident in that? Can you ever be sure? Can you be sure that if you not only share your body with the person, that nobody else is going to know about it, or you're not going to hear about it with somebody else? Because wouldn't that have an effect on how freaky you could get with a person, how free you could be with a person? Wouldn't that have an effect on, for a woman, how wet you could get for a man or a person? Honestly, in a girl on girl situation, I don't even see why it's important to be wet. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pass judgment, but I honestly, like, you're wet for what? There's no penetration. No bodily. It's not. All right. Like, yeah, this finger, I like it. I don't want to be vulgar. I don't want to be vulgar, and I know that this is a sensitive subject, because a lot of people have been victimized by this, and so I don't want to play it down or make it seem like it's not about nothing, because it is about something. And my deepest sympathies for anybody who has gone through a situation like this and have had to climb up out of it, has had to remedy it in some kind of way, has had to answer questions, uncomfortable questions, and have been put in uncomfortable positions dealing with this situation. Because, like I said, you don't know what a person like this could do with that tape. You don't know if your mother is going to see you on tape having sex, your father, your grandparents, people in your church. People are so sinister, so dirty out here these days. You just don't know. So trying to get to a comfortable place where you think that you can trust somebody is not an easy thing to do for everybody. It's not an easy thing to do. It can be very, very difficult. Straight up and down, hard. And for a male, just like I was saying, that for a woman, it might have an effect on how wet you can get with a person, for a person, if you can't trust them, or if you don't think that you can trust them. Same thing for a male. That might have an effect on how hard you can get, or if you can get hard at all. Like, man, I know if I love her down, everybody's going to see this tape. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of men don't want their dick on the internet. They don't want it. They don't want the world to see their pipe. They leave something to the imagination. And I've dealt with women that I suspected would do some shit like that. And they're not always secretive about it. And it has had an effect on my decision to mess with some chicks. Like, oh, okay. Oh, you think certain things are cool that ain't cool. Oh. For a nigga like me, I'm like, hold on. So you making money off of me and I ain't getting none? Not only that, but now my inbox is blowing. Whatever. To be honest with you, I would never want to be placed in a situation like that, because you just don't know where you're going to go in life. And I've always tried to conduct myself in a way that put the question on whether I would or could be president one day. Now, I'm not saying that I ain't done no dirt, because I've done plenty, and many. But not no sexual dirt. I ain't no pedophile. I've never been attracted to any children. No rape, no sexual assault. No means no with me. So I don't have those types of problems. None of that gay shit. I have a totally clean, unblemished heterosexual record. No hiccups. No, not none of that. It's not the point. You don't know where you're going to be one day. You don't know if you're going to be a pastor of a church. You don't know if you're going to run for office one day. You don't know about any of these things that can come back to bite you in the ass, depending on the things that you have done, whether privately or publicly, and didn't think anything of it because you didn't think that it would ever be an issue one day. And that's what children think. That's how young adults think. They think, ain't no big deal. You do what you want to do out here. You know what I mean? Don't nobody care about, but people do care. And certain things can keep you from being able to seize opportunities. And that's pretty much what we're talking about as far as the risks that are associated with somebody filming you having sex with them secretly. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. Today we are talking about today. We are talking about what would you do if someone secretly filmed you having sex with them? Now, that's one thing. If y'all were in a position for somebody else, for a third person to film y'all having sex, like that ain't on you. That ain't on the person that you were having sex with, unless they set it up like, listen, we're going to be here. You know, I'm going to leave the blinds open or the curtains drawn, and you just, you know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that she's facing away from that. You just do your thing. Zoom in. Make sure you get in the in and out motion, you know. Stacey White says dangerous. It's very dangerous, and I know somebody who went through that. My sympathies to them. My sympathies for them. To have your trust destroyed or trust shattered in someone that you really wanted to get it popping with or thought you had it popping with. Bad money. No good. That's the kind of stuff that'll have people, you know, being celibate for years, abstinent for years, not wanting to deal with anybody, losing faith in everybody. Like, I ain't messing with these niggas out here because I'm getting. You know, so yeah, it's a precarious situation, not a good situation. It can take months, years, maybe even, you know, decades to really get your trust for someone. And regaining trust for someone can take a lifetime. When you know that somebody has tried to kill you off, whether we're talking about physically or spiritually. Let's talk about being killed off spiritually. Let's talk about the shit that has you looking at somebody else in a negative way or sideways for the rest of your life. And that's what something like somebody secretly filming you having sex can do. It can have you looking at them for life. Like, I don't know, man. Watch your kids around this person. Watch your elderly around this person. Watch your wife. Watch your husband. Watch whoever. Watch everybody. Everybody look out for this person because they ain't 100%. They ain't on the level. They ain't right. They don't do the right things. That's not what they do. That is not an easy way to stop thinking, especially about that person. But it can have you looking at another person who reminds you of that person. It can have you looking at them in the same way, and they don't even deserve that. They haven't had a chance to prove themselves or disprove themselves to you yet. Not yet. Not yet, but somebody else can take away their chance to even get it popping with you, or for you to get it popping with them. Because you got a mental block. Like, I can't trust these niggas. I can't trust these chicks. It's not good. It's not a good look. So what would you do? What would you do if you found out, and I don't care who it is. It could be somebody that you were casually having sex with. It could be your man or your woman. It could be your spouse. Would you be okay if your spouse, if you found out that your husband or your wife secretly filmed y'all having sex? Because it's not a foregone conclusion that you would forgive them or that you think that it would be safe. That's what trust is. Trust is being able to get comfortable around a person to the point where you know that whatever happens between the two of you stays with the two of you. It's not gonna, you're not gonna hear it in a boardroom or in a meeting with someone else. Other people who weren't there do not have this information because the person that you were dealing with wouldn't share that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This doesn't stop with just somebody filming you having sex. What if somebody tapes a conversation that you're having and it was a conversation of a sensitive nature? Let's say you were sharing information with somebody about someone else, and you were using language and you were using facts and dates and experiences that were of a private nature. And somebody taped this conversation. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? I know I wouldn't like it. And there are laws against that. There are definitely laws that speak against a person taping phone calls without the consent of the person or the knowledge of the person that they are talking about, knowing that they were taping a phone call. There are laws against that. You can be arrested, you can be sued. Because when people speak to each other, they think that they are only exchanging information between those two people. Now, sure, you can have your phone on speaker, and you can, and you may know that, the person on the other line may know that the other people can hear them. All right. So if they choose to keep speaking to you, that's on them. And sure, somebody may call you on the telephone, for example, and have somebody else talking to you. Have somebody else on the line, like on a three-way line and on a conference call. But guess what? That is why when you click somebody on a cell phone, when you click somebody on a three-way call, it tells you that there's a conference call activated. It says it on the phone. But if you're not paying attention, you won't see it. See, people who put a phone to their ear, they miss a lot of things on the phone. When you talk with the phone on your ear, you miss a lot of things. I suggest you use headphones. I suggest that you use earbuds. I suggest that you use Bluetooth, something that will allow you to have the phone in your hand while you are talking so you can see your screen. Because when somebody clicks, if somebody secretly clicks on a conference call, a three-way call, while you're talking to them, you'll be able to see on your phone conference call activated. You understand what I'm saying? So the other person may think that they're getting away with some slick shit and they ain't. But you might not know about it because you weren't looking at your phone at the time. You weren't looking at it. You're not looking at it. Stacey White says, just happened to me yesterday. Really? Interesting. TK Wright says, that happened to me with my ex-husband. Wow. But yeah, people will do it. You know, they'll do it for verification purposes. Like maybe maybe someone was having an argument with someone about what was said or if something was said. Like, well, he told me or she told me, blah, 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 blah. No, they didn't. And they don't even talk like that. And they wouldn't tell you nothing like that. Like, yes, they would. And we can call them right now. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call them on the three-way and I'm going to start talking about, you know, what we talked about before. Now, you just keep your mouth shut or put your phone on mute so they don't hear anything in the background. They call, activate the three-way. For those of y'all who know how to use your phone, you know what I mean? Because a lot of y'all can't do no three-way call. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing. So anyway, but you'll be able to see on your phone that a conference call has been activated. So you'll know that somebody else is on the phone. It's not just the two of you talking. But on top of all that, the bottom line is people will do that for verification purposes. So like he might have told you that me and him don't speak on the phone, or she might have told you that me and her don't speak on the phone. Well, did she sound like this was our first call? No. And you see, she talking all that good shit to me on the phone. Yeah. People do it. TK, right, says he would invite me into his conversations about people, then start recording after he spoke. So then I sound like I'm just there going in. Manufacture, and that's a big part of this. Manufacturing, altering videos, altering conversations or recordings of conversations. Yeah, people think they slick, and they'll have you all caught up. And this is what I mean about the devastating after effects of when somebody does these kind of things to you. Because when they do this kind of shit to you, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what's going. You don't know what's going. Yeah, you're right. TK Wright says the cell phone didn't always indicate the merged call. It sure didn't. It sure did not, but it does now. It does now. And I think that the reason that it probably does now is because of the legalities of people doing this little underhanded, backdoor, secret, deviant shit. And, with people being able to sue over taping conversations and things like that, they probably have developed these new these new um, created these devices to help stay within the legal framework of staying compliant with any laws that apply to taping conversations. So whether somebody is taping you having sex with them or taping a conversation with you, it's probably going to have a really, really big impact on whether you think that you can trust them again. Now, this person might be your boyfriend. This person might be your girlfriend. This person might be your whole spouse. Like, damn, nigga, what you doing? Talk about sleeping with the enemy. You don't know who's showing people what. People out here clout chasing all crazy. They clout chasing all crazy. You don't know what they're going to do with that video. You don't know. You don't know. But what would you do with the knowledge that you have if you found out? What would you do? How would you feel? How would you handle it? How would you handle it? Shoot, some of y'all would be there right there fighting naked. You ever get in a naked fight? Have you ever fought somebody right after you know? And don't get it fucked up. There are plenty of ways that a couple can get into a fight right after sex, even during sex. You know, like let's say one of the people or both of the people in a sexual encounter or in a relationship resulting in a sexual encounter are very jealous. So while y'all getting it in the middle of y'all getting it in, the phone rings. Your phone rings. One of y'all phone rings. So in the middle of y'all doing it, not the person whose phone it is reaches for the phone, but the other person. They reach for the phone. They answer the phone. Like, yo, give me my phone. Stop playing. Give me the phone. Now y'all wrestling. Y'all was already fucking. Now y'all wrestling. Now y'all was fucking. Now y'all fighting. It can happen. It can happen. It's a naked fight. Or in the afterglow, maybe y'all didn't maybe it didn't interrupt y'all while y'all was doing it, but right after y'all was doing it, y'all laying up like, yo, ooh, I love me some you. I was telling you some ring, or ring, you know that corny ass T-Mobile ring, or that whack ass iPhone ring. How does it go? I don't know how I can forget it because everybody, it seems like everybody who has an iPhone keeps that generic ass ring. Burns me inside. I don't know why. It just makes me mad inside. It be making the God mad. So, but nonetheless, all right, we ain't gonna worry about it. I ain't worry about it. Nonetheless, it can result into a violent situation, a physical altercation resulting from a physical altercation. So, you know, having sex is a private matter. It's an intimate thing and it's a private thing. And when you see that someone has no respect for that intimacy and they have no respect for that privacy, it can change your whole perspective and outlook on that person. And that very thought of them can make you start crying. It can spiral you into stress and depression. Like you just lost the love of your life because they did some dumb shit. I can't be out here being in love with somebody that potentially might show all of their boys or all of their girlfriends, you know what I mean? Us having sex. First of all, we naked. So that's one thing. You it'll make a person feel like I got naked for you. I showed you my body. I didn't show this. I didn't show anybody else. As a man, you might not even be the type that walks around with your shirt off. I'm not the type of person that walks around with my shirt off, even though some people say that a tank top is like, but there's a difference. There's covering. There's covering. But yeah, you might not be the type that gets down like that. Like, you know, you leave something to the imagination. You cover up. You cover up. Maybe your naked body or your naked body is only for the person that you're getting naked with. So I ain't getting naked unless you get naked. Matter of fact, we'll get naked at the same time. No, I don't get naked before you get naked. You don't get naked before I get naked. I take off my shirt, you take off your shirt. You take off your bra, I help you. I don't know. But yeah, what you would do, or what would you do if you found out that somebody secretly filmed you having sex with them? Is it a rap? Now, for some people, it ain't going to be a rap. For some people, it's going to be like, let me see. Yeah, some people might be, you know, voyeuristic, narcissistic, the original narcissistic, not the toxic shit that we talked about the other day on the internet. Well, on the show, and definitely on the internet. But I'm saying some people might want to see themselves in motion, like, oh, look at me. I was looking sexy, but still, would you be okay with somebody not giving you full knowledge? Like, you might be thinking that, shoot, if you would have told me you was going to tape something, I would have really went off. So let's tape it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Shout out to the Staple Sisters. Shout out to the Staple Sisters, man. Dope group. Dope. Yeah. Man. Even somebody showing another person the text messages between the two of you. People write a lot of sensitive material in text messages. A lot of damning material goes through text messages. A lot of things that you would not want repeated goes into text messages. A lot of people have been cased up, prosecuted, convicted over text messages. Can't take text messages back, even though the iPhone 14 allows you to do that. But you know what I'm talking about. For the most part, you cannot unsend a text message. Not from your phone text messaging service. Now, you might be able to do it with like on Messenger and Instagram, like social media platforms, but your straight up phone messages service, you sent that, you better have meant to send it. You better had a mentor. You better had a mentor sent it. So yeah, all of these things, man, it can come into play, and these things can really work on your ability to be able to trust somebody. And we want to be able to trust somebody. You know, you don't want to be messing around with somebody that you think has it in for you secretly. You don't want to be messing around with somebody who you think would put you out there or put you in a blackmail type of situation. Like, if I ever feel like you crossed me, these tapes get released. If I ever feel like you lied to me, these tapes get released. If I ever find out that you cheated on me, these tapes get released. I dealt with a chick one time. She had surveillance cameras all over her apartment. And this wasn't no good. This wasn't a good woman. This was not a good woman. So anyway, she told me that she had a video of me and her having sex. She sent the video. It was very grainy. It was real, it wasn't really showing nothing for real. But she said, I guess I wasn't doing what she wanted me to do. I wasn't compliant. She said that she was going to alter the video and make it seem like it was a gay video. I said, go ahead. I told her, go ahead. Sometimes that's how you have to handle a person. Go ahead. I dare you. Because people like to see you afraid. They like to see you squirm. They like to see you nervous. They like to, that's their power over you. So I said, go ahead. Because that video, I don't know what you could do to that video to make it seem like anything. First of all, it was only I don't even think the video was 30 seconds long. But I did think it was interesting the way that she had her camera positioned to be able to even get that short clip. She didn't do nothing with the video. Of course she didn't do nothing with the video. There was nothing she could do. You couldn't tell who it was. My face wasn't on the video. It's the back of me, not even the front of me. Mm-hmm. But needless to say, me and her were through. And she couldn't understand it. Well, I was just saying it because I was mad. And I would never do nothing like that. I don't know what you would do. I know what I'm going to do, though. And, what you do to others could easily be done to you. Because I was thinking, like, she worked in, she was a computer tech. She was a tech, an IT person. So if it comes out that you hacked somebody, you hacked into systems, or that you did some kind of illicit or, unethical thing dealing with the knowledge that you have to be able to get into systems and things like that, your career is done. Your career is over. That's a very, very sensitive blackballing type of industry. Tech, once it gets out, if it gets out that you have done things like that, no company is going to want to touch you. It's going to be hard for you to go to work or get work. You're going to have to get a job fixing your family and friends' computers, but you ain't going to be working for no company. Because once they see that they can't trust you to keep their information safe, which could have financial ramifications or implications, nah, get this person out of here. Get them up out of there. We don't need that. Yeah. So I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't worried about that. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Yeah. And she knew it too. Like, when you shoot a gun at somebody, remember, or should I say, like my old head said, when you point the finger at somebody, remember there's at least 1, 2, 3 people pointing the gun right back at you. And you don't always see them because you're so busy focusing on your target. But I don't know how she thought that was going to be okay with me. First of all, trying to punk me will get you cut off for good. All you got to do is issue me a threat, and we good. One threat, because I don't like that. Because I don't know. For me, threatening me shows that you don't have respect for me, and I mean respect in the form of you don't think that. First of all, you think that I will allow whatever you're threatening against me to actually happen, and you don't think that I will retaliate or defend myself or stop anything from happening. I can't deal with that level of disrespect because it's all false. I don't know about anybody or everybody else, but I will never put myself in a position where I can be blackmailed. I'll tell you, go ahead and do it, because I'm not going to let you have power over me. That's the way my ego works. Nobody has power over me that way. You can have power over me in some situations, but not the power to not tell on me. I ain't committed no crimes. I haven't broken any laws, so I ain't worried about the cops coming to get me for nothing. Not a damn thing. So outside of that, I'm like, what is there to be scared of? I'm not out here in these streets. But anyway, this is not about me. This is about us. Shout out to Duck Northwest Media. Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support. So, yeah, somebody filming you having sex secretly. I mean, how are you ever going to be able to trust that person again on any level? If you've been good to a person and then they just shit on you like that, or threaten to shit on you like that, or secretly shit on you like that, and you find out about it, like, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? What do you do? What do you do? And you can be stuck. You can be caught up. Like, I really like this person, or I'm really in love with this person, but I can't believe they did something like that. It would be like if your son or your daughter murdered somebody, or you found out that they sexually assaulted somebody or a child. Like I can't look at you the same way. I can never look at you in the same way. And because I can't look at you in the same way, I got to remove myself from you. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. Yes, I'm going to miss you because I still like you, because I still love you. Yeah, it's going to be hard. But guess what? I got to do it because you're no good. You're no good for me. You're no good for anybody. Anybody who would do something like this, this ain't a good look, and it ain't funny. And it ain't sexy. But those are my feelings, and they may be your feelings. But of course, like I said, some people are not going to be all that bad with it. And, shout out to all the people who have been victimized by this kind of shit and have allowed themselves to be blackmailed by this kind of shit. Because you could have been in the commission of doing something shady yourself. Let's say you were in a cheating situation. So you ain't had no business having sex with this person in the first place because you were married or you were in a serious relationship. You were in a committed relationship. Now you went and had sex with this person. They even fucked around and taped it. You worried about your man or your woman finding out about it. You worried about your spouse finding out about it. So now they got you by the balls. They straight got you by the balls. Got you coming all the way across town at 1, 2 in the morning to keep a tape from coming out. Got you buying things, expensive things, or being at somebody's every beck and call because you worried about a tape coming out. It's ugly. It's ugly. And man, I shudder to think about what I would do in a situation like that. But you can best believe that situation ain't going to stay like that. Wink, wink. It ain't gonna stay like that. We gonna fix this shit. We gonna fix it. And I mean we. Yeah. TK Right says, man, people come up missing doing shit like that. Yes, they do. And they ought to. You know, and coming up missing is one thing. You might not come up missing. You might come up like, oh, there they are right there. Oh, but they ain't looking good. They're not looking good. But what you do to somebody can be done to you as well. And evidently, everybody doesn't look at that situation the same. But even without, you know, talking about any type of retaliation or anything, your heart is what's really in question. Your heart, your ability to trust, your ability to love, your ability to empathize, sympathize. If somebody does something like that to you, can you ever feel sorry for them when things don't go well for them? You might, I mean, come on, man. You might still like them. You might still love them. But, you know what I mean? You know, it's a tough situation when you love somebody, but you still want them to get what's coming to them. Ever felt that way? We did a show on that before. When you love them, but you still want them to get what's coming to them. You know how many married people in this situation? You know how many people, you know how many couples are in this situation? You know how many women have been cheated on by their man and they done had their man done had a baby with another woman and she ate all of that? You think she don't want her man to get his? Yes, she does. She might not want him to meet his demise because she might have children by him too. But you could best believe that she's hoping that something happens to him to change his life around. In whatever way yeah, being with somebody and hoping that they get what's coming to them at the same time. Precarious situation. Confusing situation. I'm in love with a person that I want to be hurt. I don't want to hurt him myself, and I don't want him to be hurt bad, but I want him to be hurt significantly to the point where they change their fucking ways. I want them to get, I need somebody to throw a change your ways punch. Is there such boxing punch, martial arts punch, as a change your ways punch? Is there a chakra or a pressure point where somebody can punch and have your ways changed? TK Wright says, yes, there is a punch like that. You gotta get your shit together. You gotta get your shit together. You gotta get your shit together. All I need is one punch. All I need is one punch. We about to get out of here soon, y'all. We about to get out of here soon. But listen, I wanted to talk about this topic today. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we have been talking about what would you do? What if someone secretly filmed you having sex? TK Wright says, I've seen that punch when I've thrown it. I've also seen people reevaluate that their lives after getting hit by Mike Tyson. Well, those Mike Tyson punches made you see your life in front of you. They did. That's violence. But you know, after a lot of times after people recover from violence, they they go right back and do the same. Man, have you ever seen somebody get their ass kicked and come back, you know, the next day or that same day? Like, all right, I'm good now. What's up? Like they really didn't believe that they got their ass kicked. I've seen some crazy shit when it came to fighting before. Like, yo, dude, I mean, you got mashed. Like, nah, you know, I mean, he caught me. He caught me while I was drunk, or he caught me while, you know, he caught me off guard. He snuck me, or he. You know, I'm like, and on one side, it's admirable that you've subsided any fear that you have for that person. On the other side, it's like, yo, dude, do not let yourself get finished off. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Baby. Yeah. Trust. One of the words that we throw around like rice at a wedding, but we don't really think about how deep it can go and how far it can affect our relationships. Trust. Can I trust you? Can I know that my belongings, my feelings, my heart, my lungs, my liver, my kidneys are safe when you are around? Or are you going to have me pissing, shitting, and getting fucked up in front of everybody? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. And like I said, when it comes to somebody filming you having sex, you can sue them. You know, there are actual legal ramifications, you know, or legal implications that go along with this. You do not have to take this laying down. No, you don't. Now, most people might not go that far. That does not mean that you won't go that far. It don't mean none of that. Ain't no mean nothing, you know what I mean? It might not don't mean nothing to you. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. We're gonna get up out of here. Yeah. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. July 22nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Shay Jeffrey, happy birthday to you. And Jennifer Taylor, turning 62 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Chanel Thompson, turning 30 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Mary Bozeman, turning 56 years old today. And T. Anna, happy birthday to you. And Tahir Andrea Jordan, turning 43 years old today. And my son, Marquise Pratt. That's my young boy. That's my young. That's my young boy. Do the damn thing. And also Rhonda Hawkins. Happy birthday to you. And Sonia Goddess Holman, turning 38 years old today. And Selena Hightower. Happy birthday. A happy birthday. And last but not least, Raul Gomez. Raul Gomez. All right. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there who shares this birthday on this glorious, glorious, glorious July 22nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. I rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen, somebody tapes you, films you, records you having sex. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't even care if somebody just did an audio recording of you having sex like that. Listen, without your consent, without your knowledge, without your permission, that's wrong. And you can't say that somebody is on your side or really has your interest at heart if they would do something like that. Now, maybe they felt like you were prudish and they thought that if they taped y'all doing it and you were able to see yourself, maybe it would allow you to loosen up a little bit. No, have a conversation with the person. Let that loosen them up. Let that get them comfortable. Let them be able to be involved in the decision making of whether they want to be seen in that light or they want to participate in that action. The same way that you gave them the ability to consent to the fact or consent to having sex with you in the first place. You bum. Get it right, get it right, get it right. Anyway, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. So make sure y'all come through and do what you gotta do. Make sure y'all share the show, subscribe to the channel, and share it and hit the like button. All right, so Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobas. Thank y'all for coming through. Right, my boobas. Peace.